that's freely available to anybody who wants to book. I'm sure you're well aware of how things are changing out here. Like there's a lot more concerts, a lot more brands, media brands pushing things out like the native for the culture. So like there's a whole underground community of artists known as like the Alté movement. Alté right now, basically what's called, because like Afrobeats is the current like dominator. So any other sound that is not really Afrobeats, they're calling it Alté right now. Okay. So basically there's a whole new generation of guys who rap on trap beats, who sing on all sorts of like melodic beats and stuff, which are not really Afrobeats. So they just classify the whole thing as Alté. So right now, obviously, like there are guys who do the trap beats and stuff, but they haven't really been classified yet. They just group it all together as Alté. Yeah, because most of the music before was just Afrobeats, but anything different now, they just call it Alté. But eventually, I guess as those sounds grow bigger, they will now have their own distinct names, you know what I'm saying? So they also, let us say, a lot of those sounds are still in the pioneer phase, you know what I'm saying? Because like, a lot of the guys pushing it are still in their 20s and all that stuff, so they're still making a name for themselves. But like, a lot of them operate in and out of the country. Like, a lot of them musicians as well are diaspora. So they leave and come back and all that stuff. So they're influenced by American music, UK music and all that stuff. And they try to bring that sounds and merge it with the Afrobeat. So that's what creates the Alté, because it's still an African. Wow, you know Naira Marley. Yeah, so basically he's been doing a lot of stuff in Nigeria lately, you know, stuff like he got arrested.
I saw about that.
Yeah, I was at his video shoot for like this whole my Yahoo boy, and I said like my guy was having the time of his life. The next day he's picked up by the cops. I was like, bro.
I was thinking like, what?
No, because basically like my was singing that song. I was like, my Yahoo boy, and all that stuff. So obviously the government did not take that lightly. It's like, oh, so yeah, you're more or less threatening us, you know. So they arrested him. They found out he actually did some Yahoo stuff and all that stuff. So like, but he's out now. So like, he now did another song. He's now soapy, you know. So he now realized the controversy of that song made the song do numbers. So now he's now eating into the controversy.
City life, me I love the city life. Ass in the titty right, tryna get busy like me a jiggy man, yeah. So me tryna get jiggy like. Shout out to my Alté girls, and my Alté boys too. See, they love the boy and they love the sound. Round of applause for another round. Shorty say she like me. Shorty is a Pisces, and I'm a Gemini. Lips like.
I'm here with Namashe.
Yeah, what's good, guys?
We're in Wintar Studios, and yeah, it's been a minute since I've done a podcast/interview. We're actually in Lagos, Nigeria. You know, the motherland and that. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's get into what exactly you do and what Wintar Studios is about.
That's about to be a long conversation because I do so much right now. Because basically, officially what I do right now is that for Wintar Studios, I'm the business manager of Wintar Studios. So I'm driving business. I took over here in December. It's my auntie's studio and stuff. So we're just getting more people to come here and use the space. And like with all the revenue we're making, we're reinvesting it to defend the studio to a higher standard. Because we're the only commercial studio on the island that's freely available to anybody who wants to book and stuff. But on other sides, well, I also set up sound for concerts and all that stuff. And yeah, that's what I do in terms of entertainment. But I also record my own music, which I'm working on right now. But like, I don't plan to use my face in the music. It's gonna be all animations, so I can still pull up to boardrooms. And they won't be like, oh, aren't you that rapper guy?
So you're trying to keep anonymous look.
Yeah.
A lot of guys do that in the UK drill scene and whatnot. They all wear masks and stuff like that because they don't want to reveal their identity, which I think is a good idea, to be fair.
No, but they do that because they're trying to dodge cases.
Some of them, not all of them. Some guys are lying.
Yeah.
Some guys straight up, they're just lying.
Facts. Most definitely. So like, so yeah, I'm just doing that because basically I think it'll be more immersive in that sense because basically like it allows my brand to be more malleable because if I'm not using my face, I'm not too in the public eye, and I can still do my behind the scenes dealings because that's really where the money's at, to be honest. Like you know, for a fact, like streaming numbers, like Drake, from one tour alone, he's made more money than all his streaming all this streaming money, all this royalty money. So it makes sense to go that route, like setting up the content. So I always thought that. So why not be the guy setting up the content you can put yourself on, essentially? Because like it's your stage, you know what I'm saying? And like that's where the money's at.
It's your own platform.
Yeah, so just build your own platform and doing stuff. But like I'm sure you're well aware of how things are changing out here. Like there's a lot more concerts, a lot more brands, media brands pushing things out like the native for the culture. So like there's a whole underground community of artists known as like the Alté movement. Obviously the most popular ones are like Santi or Dusi, but there's still a lot of other guys coming out of that. And like we're all just trying to I'm pretty sure you know MI, right? Have you heard of MI?
No, I haven't.
So MI is a rapper from Nigeria. He's an OG in the game. So recently he's been giving talks. He's saying that there's not enough reinvestment into the music industry in Nigeria. Because like, you know, like how in America, Jay-Z was a rapper and now he's a label exec. That doesn't really happen out here. So like, no one's reinvesting back. The talent is not staying within the industry. Guys leave and go into politics or things. So now, he said that he wants to inspire us to like stay, to build more in the industry and all stuff. So that's what really inspired me to, even before I started doing the studio work, to like, we need to invest in the talent out here, because major labels are now coming out here. Universal Music is set up out here, all stuff. I got to chill one of their artists, World. We did a pop-up for World at XI Club. So like they're all really investing in Nigeria because now they see the potential out here for music. And what's really crazy is that after oil and telecommunications, entertainment is our next biggest sector. Like driving
so
GDP.
It's a big driving force.
Yeah, it's a big driving force, and the government still don't see the potential. But like they are a bit.
But they're behind.
Yeah, because the government is just out of touch, as I should say, with everything. So, but eventually they're realizing there's some new government schemes coming into fruition that are helping young creatives. So, how long have you been out here, by the way?
I literally got here yesterday.
Just yesterday?
Yeah, man. So wow. Very short. The last time I was actually in Nigeria was when I was 11, so I'm learning about the whole new scene. I'm trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. Speaking of which, I'm also doing a vlog, so that'll probably get uploaded after this, so you guys should check that out as well. But yeah, man, I'm learning a lot.
So this is a young hustler, man. So he landed yesterday. He's already in Wintar Studios. That's mad.
Of course.
He called me at like 11 yesterday. I was like, he's calling me at this time, bro. But yeah, it's cool, man. So how's it been going with the vlog stuff so far?
Yeah, man, it's been decent. I've actually done quite a few stuff this summer. I did a vlog for, do you know Widest Festival?
Yes, who doesn't?
Yes, I vlogged that. There was a bit of, let me say, nonsense that got in the way of the vlog, because one of my friends, he was too drunk, so we were just looking for this guy.
Oh,
yeah, you know them ones. And then I'm gonna do a vlog for Carnival when I get back to the UK. And yeah, there was a few other vlogs I did. I'm still new to the game, so I'm still kind of figuring things out. So, but hopefully, with time, the quality will improve and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's it. There's always room to grow, man. Like you never have to. You just keep moving. Like you'll be surprised how far it takes you. Because like
they were saying about so what I know of most, and I only recently found out about the scene, but obviously most people from abroad have recently been hearing about the waves the Afrobeat scene has been making. But even the Afrobeat, when we hear from abroad, we think of it as just one thing. But I've only come to discover there's a whole bunch of different music.
Yeah, there's a lot of sounds.
And not even just Africa, we're talking about Nigeria itself. There's so much.
Yes.
And then I was hearing about this Alté scene, like you were saying. And even within that, you were telling me it was at Trap Atlantic.
There's like Alté right now, basically what's called, because like Afrobeats is the current like dominator. So any other sound that is not really Afrobeats, they're calling it Alté right now. Okay. Basically, there's a whole new generation of guys who rap on trap beats, who sing on all sorts of like melodic beats and that stuff, which are not really Afrobeats. So they just classify the whole thing as Alté. So right now, obviously, like there are guys who do the trap beats and stuff, but they haven't really been classified yet. They just group it all together as Alté. Because most of the music before was just Afro beats, but anything different now, they just call it Alté. But eventually, I guess as those sounds grow bigger, they will now have their own distinct names, you know what I'm saying? So they also, let's just say, a lot of those sounds are still in the pioneer phase, you know what I'm saying? Because like, a lot of the guys pushing it are still in their 20s and all that stuff, so they're still making a name for themselves. But like, a lot of them operate in and out of the country. Like, a lot of them musicians as well are diaspora, so they leave and come back and all stuff. So they're influenced by American music, UK music, and all stuff, and they try and bring that sounds and merge it with the Afrobeat. So that's what creates the Alté, because there's still an African twist to it. And RIP. But like what you were trying to say, there's a group called Traplanta. They're pushing that. They're based out in Atlanta. Shout out Traplanta. Shout out Cash, Zanny, and Oba. And basically they're out there doing their thing and all stuff. So when they come back, like they organize concerts, do shows, like they're on the circuit. Christmas gets wild and wilder. So Christmas is also known as concert season. So like I call it December, because December with an A. Like bar means money, it's a slide for money.
Okay.
Basically that's the for me as a concert planner, that's the end all. You know what I'm saying? You prepare, like already we're preparing to events for December and all that stuff. So a lot of concerts happen, like they'll be up to like 15 concerts in the space of 2 weeks, like back to back, even more. Like you have like 3 a day and stuff. So like there's so much option and all that stuff. So promoters, organizers try to one up each other by getting better artists and all that stuff. So each year we had, like 2 year ago we had Migos. Last year we had Baby.
So big acts.
Yeah, big acts. I'm trying to pull a big act right now. I'm just keeping that on the low so my
So it must get competitive.
Yeah, very competitive. Like,
that's good for the scene, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good in the scene. But like, what's still crazy that I was analyzing with my dad the other day is that obviously like for concerts like Wireless and all stuff, people still pay way more than they pay here. Because like people pay on average like 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, which is nothing compared to
so it's like
pounds.
23 pounds or something
That's like 10,000 naira is like 20 pounds, bro. 20, 40 pounds, bro. And like while you're paying like close to 300 for Wireless, so obviously like we haven't reached that level like where the disposable income is enough for people to like for it to really flourish. You know what I'm saying? So we can like do it bigger and bigger, but eventually we'll get there. Because it's like a book I read, Outliers, the guys who get into a certain industry earlier, like they benefit when it grows bigger later on. So, but like I love it. It's my passion. That's why I do the sound thing. I just rent out speakers, so it keeps me involved, and it's a great way to meet people in Nigeria because someone said because there's so much suffering in the country, guys like to party, and like it's the best way to relieve themselves. So like that's a great way to meet people. Like if you're doing sound and music, it's a great way to meet people out.
The same thing with food. No matter what issues you have with someone, what politically you're aligned with, you know, if you bring people over to a table and you give them both food, they're gonna have a peaceful conversation. The same thing with music, isn't it? Like it's like you know, it's a transcontinental language. Everyone understands music, everyone understands food, and it brings people together rather than something like, you know, politics, which may split people up and stuff like that. So yeah, man, definitely. And I think one of the things, so African music in general, not just Afro beats, I've noticed is it's really shined a light on Nigeria, and just because in terms of Nigeria wasn't usually like a tourist destination, you know what I mean? Most people that come and go from Nigeria are Nigerian. But now I've noticed is that, so if you look at Afro Nation in Portugal, a whole bunch of black people went to Portugal just because of African music, and now I know they're doing one in Ghana. So do you see that, like you said, the concert scene isn't like it should be, but it's getting there. But do you think because of African music, the Alté scene that's coming out, it's gonna definitely push forward? Like you even saying the government are behind on this stuff.
For sure, like there's a lot of little things. Like it's all like it's all multiplier effect. Like little things that build up together. Like it's not one man that can change everything. So, but little people are playing their part. Like shout out to Santi. Like he's blowing overseas right now. So
I think he was after Dunsi. He was the first person that I heard, because even the Dunsi, I didn't know he was Alté at first. But when I heard Santi, I was like, oh, this is different, but it's a vibe.
Yeah, so Odunsi and Santi, they recorded a lot of music together and stuff. So so Santi is now taking the baton and running a little bit faster and stuff. So he's now doing concerts in America and shit. And like he recently got chained by Black. You know that, what that means. Like what's called I think he's been signed to some label, but I'm not sure the details and stuff. But like there's a whole video going around about Black giving him a chain and all that stuff. Like, you know, it's an American tradition. That stuff. So it's fully been accepted out there, and so it's going up. So basically, like more light is being shined over here, like in the industry and all that stuff. And like major labels are setting up bit by bit. So more investment will come in time. And Mr. Easy, one of our Afrobeats pioneers, he has partnered with government to make a grant scheme for creatives. So like so you can apply for a grant scheme and like depending on, but it's mainly for film and all that stuff. Like, so but it is like it will help drive what's going forward. But like, there's still a lot more that can be done, because in Ghana, the current president, what he did is that he invited all successful Ghanaian diaspora creatives and the local upcoming ones to meet up in the presidential villa. So they had like a whole networking event.
Yeah.
Stuff like that has a lot of economical
That's innovative
benefits.
as well.
Yeah, but hopefully eventually like our president will do that as well. And yeah, we'll all come and just chill and just link up and stuff. So
yeah, man.
But so just little things like that, like it will build up eventually and stuff. And now Ghana obviously, I'm just speculating. I guess the reason why Afro Nation is hosting in Ghana is because obviously Ghana has a higher compliance situation. Like there's lower corruption and it's a little bit safer and there's constant electricity, so it's just easier for them to do it there. There's just a lot of things that every Nigerian faces that same thing. The entertainment industry is suffering from. Like obviously, like we're blessed with our studio here. Like obviously, like in the sense that we would have to run the gen a lot and stuff. So at the same time, when we're running the gen, we have other businesses here that like are generating revenue. So if it was just the studio, running the gen alone is not as viable, because basically like diesel costs so much. There's never any light. And all
Okay.
So like the lack of light like hinders creativity. Like because
it's such a big thing. Yeah, light is important.
Like we could be recording right now. The reason why I run on gen because we could be recording right now and like NEPA just takes light and like that's messed up.
Yeah.
So little things like that affect creativity. But like it's getting better, I'll say. But like there's no place I'd rather be. Like I love Nigeria because I always say the beauty about one thing is that you make money from solving problems. And where's the best place to solve problems? Nigeria. There's just so many problems. You know what I'm saying? So if you just solve problems, you succeed. And so all my friends that are going overseas, like, I keep telling them, like, yo, all the dollars and pounds you're spending was earned in Naira. So obviously you should come back here and work for it.
That's where, like, you even hear, like, all the time, uncles going back to Nigeria to do business.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here, in fact, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what, yeah.
Yeah, we hope to see more of you, actually. Like, we need the talent. Like, we need guys to come and, like, be more creative out here and show the older generation that this is a viable industry. Like what's called, like there's a lot that can be invested in this. Like it can drive growth because like it's the one thing that is hard for them to corrupt, because basically like entertainment it comes from the person. You can't you don't really need a big contract to make a big song. Sometimes you just have to sometimes go to the studio and just let it out.
It comes from the heart at the end of the day. Like, don't get me wrong, labels can mess up someone's thing, but at the end of the day, the label's the label. Do you know what I mean? It comes down to the artist in order to produce the material, to produce the content. So that in itself, and especially in the internet age we live in, like before, you could get, what's the word? You know, when they stop you from doing anything, because they can cut you off from from studios, whatever. But nowadays, because of the internet, anyone can make a song and put it out there, and as long as it's good quality, it can become a hit. Yeah,
labels aren't really needed anymore anyway. But like it's something what MI said is that the industry can't survive without labels, and labels can't survive without these 360s. Which is true. Like,
they love it.
No, so about 360, because 360 go into paying a lot of the creative stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake, he only earns 8% of his royalties. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why his streaming money is so low. But he gets 75% of tours. You know what I'm saying? So, but streaming, they can take 8% because the rest of the money goes to paying off the creative directors, the A&R, all the people, and that supports the industry. But that doesn't really happen in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's no real support for the industry. There's no real, besides the artists, there's no real job force around it. Like it's hard to find a guy that says that they say that I'm an A&R, that's my only job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they usually have something as a backup as well.
So that's what I'm saying. So there's no real industry institutionalized method of it because of like there's a lot of factors that lead to that, but it's getting better. and we hope to be Wintar Studios here. We hope to be a driving force for that as well. That's one of our long-term goals. Like we're hoping that over time we'll open multiple different studios. You know, like Parent Studios, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to emulate Parent Studios that like just have one staff on ground. You get your online code, you just pull up to the studio, everything's there. That's the long-term vision for this and our stuff. So it will now make studio space more accessible.
Yeah, you even saying that most of the studios within this region, you have to be a label to get in, so it's more of like a click thing, and that's, I think you guys are sitting on like
you're sitting on a bag right now because you're more inclusive, and that's what people want, that's what people need, and especially in a scene like this.
That's what they feel like they need, but there's that issue. Remember, there's a non-compliance issue. Like you know how we are, like us African people, like you don't want to pay for good things. If you know the person operating there, you don't really want to pay for it and stuff. So like things like that. So those are still issues. But thank God I'm a strict guy. Like I told anybody, you're coming here, bro. Then I come and pay, like,
pay the man his money. But that's one thing I've learned. I was reading a book on one of the rules of money and one of the rules of power. And it says sometimes it's better to pay full price than look for a deal. Because when you pay full price, you get the product that you deserve. You understand?
That's what I was going to say. That's why I keep saying, because even like I was hired to do like a film for someone, like what's called to pull together the team and stuff. I told him the price, and it was like lower than industry standard and all that stuff. Like he still felt it was too high that I was trying to change. I was like, cool, no problem. I just withdrew all my assets that I was going to use for the thing and stuff. I gave him back his money. He ended up spending more than what I quoted for him. And I was like, bro, and like what he got was even lower quality. I was going to charge him a certain amount for lights. He said he can find it cheaper, so he paid someone else cheaper for lights. Instead of bringing these kind of lights that you see here, they brought fluorescent lights.
Oh my days.
To record a video. And I'm like, bro, you get what you pay for.
I think that's one of the things people forget.
Because people tried to finesse me in terms of when I was doing music videos for people. Sometimes, it's a thing of like, they don't want to pay until the product is to the level they thought, or they want to, I say I'll do the video for you for free, but the one thing I'm not getting back is time. Time is the most valuable currency, the way I see it, because when you spend it, you can't get it back. So don't waste my time. And that's one of the things I feel like when people try to finesse too much, you kind of ruin a relationship because you're wasting people's time at the end of the day.
So and I remember the point I was trying to make earlier. So basically, like before I moved back to Nigeria in December. So when I was in London, I used to run a company. It's called Crec. So I'll put in touch with them when you go out there. Like it's an international thing. Like we linked up to places. Our manager is based in Universal in LA and all that stuff. And so it's more or less like a creative network and all that stuff. So that's how we link up and all that stuff. So what I learned, Craig taught me a lot of stuff that I'm implementing here. And what I learned is that when we used to do music videos as well, people. So when we charge them and we build them, we also tell them stipulations that you only have three major changes. Like we'll make 3 drafts for you. So basically, like if you don't stipulate that, like people, you end up having to do like 10 drafts. But the guy's like, I don't like that, change that. He'll go one way. He'll be like, nah. Let's go.
They'll be like, it's perfect, and they'll be actually,
So but if they know they only got 3 drafts, you know what I'm saying, they'll be like, you tell them that you have to pay for every draft after that. They'll now make sure they get their ideas out as quickly as possible and stuff. So entertainment, you just got just the issue of compliance. Like with time, you learn that you just have to strong arm guys to act accordingly. Even like with us charging for sessions, we end up creating more effective work. If guys get it free, they just come and lounge around. They don't really feel the pressure to do creative stuff. But sometimes pressure makes a diamond. You know what I'm saying? Like
when you made that investment, you don't want to waste it.
You feel like I gotta make sure this is worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's one guy, he made him pay. He did out 4 songs in 1 hour. Like basically, like if he wasn't paid, it would probably take him 4 hours to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like you get more done. So that's what I'm just trying to push for more here. Like I just want people to value. There's a lack of value of labor in Nigeria. It's a general problem across the board. Like I've always said, like if I eventually go into politics, I'll always value those below me. That's why you just got to value labor, because the thing we're blessed with in Nigeria is human resource, and the people are not focusing on that. I'm just going into a whole bigger discussion on this.
Let's keep going into it.
So it's human resource, because basically like we're not investing in the talent, the human resource. We're not valuing it. And that's what we have in abundance here. Like, it's not oil anymore. Like, it's humans. Like, if we can educate and inspire and empower the people and stuff, like, that's where the innovations and money will come from. Because basically, like, what Apple was started by somebody, a company. Like, we need more companies like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on in Rwanda. Rwanda makes sure that every single student has a laptop, and now they've been doing that for a while. Now they've sold their first tech company and stuff. So little things like that, it builds up. You have to invest in the people to like make it happen. The human resource.
That's one of the things that's priceless. Is a human life at the end of the day. Like, you can put a price on most things, but what can you put on a price on someone? Because you don't know what that person can do with that life. And that's one of the things I learned, is that, you know, don't burn bridges before you build them, because you don't know, someone could be working on the lowest of low or doing nothing with their life. You disrespect that person. You don't know where that person is tomorrow, because anyone can turn their life around.
Facts.
Or like, even if they haven't got that foundation yet, but they still have the aspiration, they're still working towards it, but you may not see their vision yet. It's like, well, have faith in people at the end of the day, because what America put a man on the moon. Like, when you deep it, that's outer space. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what humans did. So you can't put a value on a human life. Like, anyway, like, humans are capable of a lot. Like,
so much, infinite potential. But that's just me talking, because like my friends always say that when I talk, I sound like I'm campaigning. Well, like, ask me like, eventually, hopefully, I have a future in politics as well. That's why I'm keeping my face out of my music. You know what I'm saying? So like, that is still possible. I just don't like to close too many doors for myself.
Nah, definitely. I used to have the same thing when I was younger. Sometimes it's like, when we start talking about politics, I go off on a run, and they used to call me, MLK is back again, MLK. I'm like, what's wrong with knowing what I'm talking about? But speaking of music again, have you got any artists that you've worked with that you want to plug, talk about their content they put out, what you're working on?
Shout out D&D Section. His album just came out, EP just came out, Love Lies Bleeding. That's my boy. So he was part of Traplanta as well, but like they recently had a split. Like, he just wants to do his own thing for a while. So Traplanta was 4 and now it's 3 of them. But shout out Traplanta as well. They dropping some heat. Like, go check out their new EP as well. It's only 2 tracks though, so it's just a short release. It's called Passport Stamps as well. Everybody releasing stuff. Shout out Soda Man. That's another one of my homies. So we're all part of the Mob Lanta and stuff. So like, we all kind of roll. When it comes to Christmas time, concert season, like we organize their concerts together. We roll together and all that stuff. Do that stuff together. Just somewhat cliquey, but like, it's good in the sense that basically like, we're helping each other out. You know,
it's like a family.
Because like we will realize, like, which I've realized in my core, you can't do everything by yourself. You can't be everywhere and you can't be everyone. So basically, like, you need to leverage the strengths of the others around you. So like, together, that's how we've been able to come so far. Like, get more bookings, get better music done. Because basically, like, even it's a rule in music that the more you collaborate, the better your music gets, because you now learn from other people, like, where your weaknesses are, where their strengths are, and you now get better. So shout out Soda Man. He just dropped his Soda tape as well. Shout out Ray, New World Ray, leader of No Politics Mob. Shout out my boy Camo. Shout out Mason 2500. He just dropped his tape, Mace World as well. That's some crazy stuff. Like, he just bombarded us with music. And he has a song with Lancy Fo. I'm not pronouncing it right. Lancy Fox.
I don't know if I said it right either.
Anyway, Lancy, what do I do? Lancy. but yes, some dope stuff. So guys are making moves out here, like stuff. So these are my guys, and they're doing it. Shout out SB as well. He just performed the other day as well. There's a lot of names. Like, I could give you a whole list of guys that just give them 2 more years. 2 more years. Like, Zanku.
Can I Zanku?
Yeah.
Nah. I'm still developing.
The guy's fresh off the boat.
I'm developing my Nige moves. I can do all the UK and American ones.
But you do that one. What's that one called? What's it called? It's kind of like when they lean back. I don't know.
What, gun lean?
What Nigerian dances do you know? Besides
my Shaku's okay.
Shaku.
It's okay. It's okay.
Might as well show us something.
I used to my Zonto is, I used to do that back in the day. You guys will see the Carney vlog. You'll see in the Carney vlog. You watch it. You'll see me doing that too. I was even on what's it called again?
Me and my brother got in Boiler Room once.
Ooh.
But that was because we were just going mad doing like...
So you're freestyling with them on some...
No, we were just doing some... Like, we started a mosh pit for some reason.
Okay.
And then we're doing some yardie dances. And then they start to video us. And yeah, it was jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I haven't...
So have you heard about the soapy dance?
Nah, I haven't still. You have to fill me in on that one.
The stupidest dance ever made.
What?
It's literally... No, that's literally what it is. Am I right? Yeah, so in the audience, they show us what the soapy is dancing. Yeah, they should. That's literally it.
Is it popular?
It's gaining popularity based on how controversial it is, I guess.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because some guys like doing it, and people like, ew, no, don't do that. But next thing you see them doing that, and other people like, ew, no, don't do that. So I don't know, man. It's just, but it's a catchy tune. I just wish the dance wasn't like, what is that, bro?
X-rated.
No, but I think the guy, Naira Marley, you know Naira Marley? Yeah, so basically he's been doing a lot of stuff in Nigeria lately, you know, stuff like he got arrested.
Yeah, I saw about that.
Yeah, I was at his video shoot for like the song Am I Yahoo Boy, and I said like my guy was having the time of his life. The next day he's picked up by the cops. I was like, bro.
I was thinking like, what?
No, because basically like my G is like literally because someone says that there's a rumor going around that a lot of artists who've made it from poverty to riches did Yahoo and all stuff. Because back in the days, like guys used to sing about it a lot. Have you heard the song Yahoo,
Yeah.
Yahoo, my guy is blatantly singing that he's doing Yahoo. Yeah,
So
like,
what is that? If you want to explain to the UK viewers?
What Yahoo is?
Yeah.
It's more or less like Deetson. You know what Deetson is, right?
Yeah.
Credit card fraud.
Yeah.
So all that stuff, but like, yeah, that's basically what it is. So Yahoo Boys, the guys that do it. So there's a rumor that a lot of people do it. Yeah, saying because like there's not enough jobs in the economy, so people are doing some crazy
People do that in London as well.
Yeah, it's dangerous stuff, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta hustle, man. People gotta grind. People gotta grind out here, man.
Well, anyway, so basically, so he was singing that song. I was like, "I'm a Yahoo boy," all that stuff. So obviously, the government did not take that lightly. It was like, "Oh, so yeah, you want to threaten us?" So they arrested him. They found out he actually did some Yahoo stuff and all that stuff. So like, but he's out now. So like, he now did another song. He's now soapy. You know, so he now realized the controversy of that song made the song do numbers. So now he's now eating into the controversy. Like he's just eating into like more.
That's one of the biggest thing about the social media game, though. Is like the more controversial you are, the more views, the more likes, the more subscribers, or whatever social media platform that all turns into revenue. So you'll be seeing madness all the time on social media.
And the director is my friend as well, boy director, and the assistant director Kate. So they feed into it like with the videos they shoot. Like they recently did a video shoot that they had like naked girls in the back of a bus driving down the expressway. Like people were Snapchatting it. Women were like, "See these useless men, they are howling." It was good. The video was for technical also, but like the director showed the other stuff. And like it was people, women were going crazy, men were going crazy. They were causing traffic. They were stopping and they were hecking. They Lagos State government were like, "Yo, this is outright obscene indecency. We'll find these guys and arrest them." But then Techno now came with the whole plea deal that I've been suffering from health issues. My needle. I know I did that thing, but my spine, my back, it was something. But so obviously like they really prosecute me like that. So it's a dope video. I'll say that.
I can imagine. I need to watch that actually.
Yeah. So closing remarks, anything?
Yeah, man. Just shout out yourself out. What you guys do? What your branding?
At Namashe. Shout out our camera guy today, Cedric Green, Director Green. Only works on green screen. Nothing else. Yeah, so we out here. Shout out Wintar Studios. Make sure you follow Wintar Studios at Wintar Studios. Wintar with an A. And we out here like we're committed to creativity. Like just come out here, like patronize us. Be ready to work. We got some couple of music videos coming out. Watch out for the Kurumbe music video. Watch out for Tefi Senorita video. All shot here. Crazy stuff. It's gonna be crazy. So, yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah. Nice having me.
It's been blessed having you on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Hopefully we see you when you come back in Christmas. Man.
Definitely, man. I need to be coming to Lagos regularly.
Yeah, like you've only been here one day and you're seeing what's out here. Like, bro, this is his first day on streets and you're seeing the madness already.
Bro, from the moment I got on the plane, there was madness. When we landed, it's like everyone transformed their behavior as soon as we landed.
Yeah.
This guy, they said, can everyone please remain seated because we're still taxiing, we're still driving to the airport. Everyone just has to stand up.
Yeah.
So this guy's still making an announcement and people start sitting down. But there's one guy, he doesn't want to sit down. So he's like, let me just get my bag on. Let me just get my bag on. So this woman's now shouting at him, he's like, why are you acting like a child? You're a grown man. And he's like, I'll do as I please. Who are you? Are you my mom? Please, just mind your own business. Be minding your own business. Don't let me start. And then she's giving it to him. Now everyone in the back of the plane is giving it to him.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you? Are you my mother? Mind your own business. And he's just going mad. So now my man sat down finally because they made the announcement again. He sits down, but he's still cussing out everyone. He's like, I even put it on my staff. He starts cussing them out in his language. And then the woman's like, you better not still be speaking. And he's like, speak up, don't let me come over. I'm like,
that's Nigerian typical fact, because even like basically before you even board the plane, you already know you're in Nigeria.
Bro, the embassy was a madness. The Nigerian embassy in London was a madness. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
At least we're properly represented overseas.
Bro.
But the same year I'm glad there. So basically the whole time I was flying back here, my mom, my dad and all that stuff, obviously they board you in, they board us into the plane by obviously like seat numbers, like upper class first and all that stuff. But if you guys are always hustling for seats, I see the seats will run out. So I see the seats is not there waiting for you. So you see guys really scrabbling to that stuff. So I'm also trying to get through the crowd. Like, they've called my seats. One man was blocking the way. My dad was like, please excuse me. You're trying to move us more. She now said that, say you're pushing me. Do you know what my husband is? My person was like, I don't do it. Damn me, husband.
But it's funny. But you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it.
I mean, it's home, man. There's no place like home. That's like
Definitely. There's one, my friend, she was saying, one of the best things about Nigeria, there's so much stress that it feels like everyone's in it together.
Yeah.
That's what makes you feel Nigerian. I didn't understand it until I got into that place. But I like the vibe still. I like it.
Anyway, it was nice talking to you, definitely, man. Like,
cheers, man.
Welcome here anytime. We out here.
Definitely. Peace.
Blessings for the money.